This is pan-fried squash, just like my mama made it. And now it's June, and guess what's coming off in the garden? Squash. So I'm going to fry up some pan-fried squash, and I'm using squash that's about that size. You can see by about the size of my hand. If I come across squash that are really large, the larger the squash, the bigger the seeds. The bigger the seeds, the more watery that squash is going to be. So if you're using larger squash, I would recommend removing those seeds before you use it in this particular recipe, because this is pan-fried squash, not stewed squash, not boiled squash, not steamed squash. So you'll see what I'm talking about with this. These smaller squash, do you see that? Those are tiny seeds. They're not very watery. If you don't want to use a cutting board, just cut it up just like this. This is the way my mama cut it. I tend to use my cutting board more just because that's what I've grown accustomed to over the years. But she would just take her knife and go right down the middle and cut the squash. And I'm cutting them into pieces about that much in thickness. If you cut them smaller, you can, but that squash is going to cook down and get kind of soggy if it's too thin. If it's too thick, it doesn't get browned up enough. And this is not about perfection either. It's about technique. And if you've never had pan-fried squash, it's not deep fried, it's pan-fried. And it does not have a thick coating on it. It has just a tiny bit of flour, a whole lot of seasoning, and it's cooked with onions. The biggest mistake people make when they're trying to get their squash to be brown all around the outside is they allow it to cook with the lid on it for too long. And when you do that, it traps in all the moisture, and it's hard to get that moisture cooked out. So we're only going to leave the lid on this a little while, not long at all, just long enough to get it tender or almost tender. So it is about the technique. And I think I've got 3 more squash over there, but I think this is going to be enough for who I'm cooking for today. So this is what we have. Now, I want to get this seasoned. In order for the seasoning to stick to this, to start with, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Not much, just enough to get a little bit of a coating on it, because it's going to go into a pan with oil in it. We don't want it too greasy. So just a drizzle. Toss it around, and then we're going to season it. I don't know how to season without garlic powder. Maybe you do. But you can season this any way you want to, but I'm putting some garlic powder on there. I'm using Soul seasoning. If you don't have access to Soul seasoning, just do some paprika. You can throw in some onion powder. That has salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, paprika all in it. I'm coming in with black pepper. I'm pretty generous with the black pepper, and then salt. Now, Soul seasoning already has some salt in it, so be mindful of that. And then, in order for this to get a crisp on it, I'm going to add some flour. But I want to make sure that the seasoning is on all of this before I add that flour. So just give it a toss. So it looks something like this. And we can't forget the onions, because squash, to me, doesn't taste the same without the onion in it. I'm using half of a large onion. Just throw it in there and toss it around, since we didn't put it in there earlier. I'm going to add just a little bit. I'm going to try to measure this so you know. I'm adding flour. I have self-rising. You can use all-purpose. It doesn't really matter. The purpose of that flour is to help create a browned crust. And I'm only going to add the smallest amount. This is a ½ cup, and I'm not using a ½ cup, so it's just about 1/4 of a cup right over the top. And you know what? Yep, about 1/4 cup for that much squash, maybe not even 1/4. And give it a toss. This is going to create the most delicious brown crust on the squash. That's what it looks like. This is the skillet I'm using. Notice how large it is. There's a lot of surface area. That's what you want. If you have a cast iron frying pan, works beautifully. Just whatever pan you use, make sure it has plenty of surface area, because we want to spread that squash out as thinly as possible, because we don't want it to boil or steam or stew. This is our squash. We're just going to come in. You should hear it sizzle. I'm just going to spread this out. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we want this squash to become tender first. So I'm going to pop the lid on it. We're just going to leave the lid on it long enough for it to get a little tender. Then we'll remove the lid and finish the cooking process. All right, this has been going about 6 or 7 minutes. We're just going to take a peek. That's what it's looking like. See how tender it's getting. It's going to cook. I'm going to let it cook about 4 more minutes with that lid on. It's starting to get tender now. And then we'll take that lid off. We're going to check it one more time. Once this is fork tender, and it is, we're just taking that lid off. I am going to use this to flip it in sections, but it's important, don't stir it. You'll break the squash up too much. So we're just going to take it in sections and flip it. You can already see that crust is forming from the flour. And I used olive oil earlier. I think I told you that, but I'm not sure. You can use whatever oil you like. Now, this pan is hotter in this section because this is such a large pan. My eye is not quite large enough for the pan, but it will work fine. I may have to just kind of start sliding things around like this, but don't stir it. And we're just going to keep the lid off at this point. I'm working on medium heat, and we're just going to let it hang out just like that. And every once in a while we'll come over with this and we'll flip it in sections. All right, it's getting there. We're going to flip it one more time. And don't worry about this extra oil. That is olive oil, and we'll drain that off when we take it out of the pan. It's ready to come out. And what I'm going to do is just try to drain off as much of that oil as possible. I'm just going to transfer it to this dish. That flour added just enough to get it brown, but it's not deep fried. And that is the perfect bite.